A lot of people ask me, if I do day 1 CPT, will I get RFE? It is hard to respond in a yes or no fashion. You probably did your own research on Google, YouTube, Reddit, or even the USCIS website and guidelines. Then you know that on the one hand, day 1 CPT is following USCIS guidelines practiced by some of the regional accredited institutions, checked on the annual basis to see if they are following the rules. On the other hand, there is clearly this discussion going around saying day 1 CPT can get you into trouble, and it is a red flag to future US immigrations. So, how is something that is based in regulations, has legal authorities of its practice, became this heated topics nowadays? It's because day 1 CPT, which is completely allowed to be authorized by the university itself, does have the potential to be abused if not using properly, because they've seen previous cases abusing CPT both from the student side and also the school side. The immigration will want you to approve that you and the universities are practicing CPT the way it is allowed, and hence the RFE comes in. Remember to stick around in the second half of the videos where I share real experiences of day 1 CPT RFE examples, what documents are requested, and a complete guide on what to provide. Now, to put things into perspective, let's first address RFE. What is an RFE? A request for evidence is a formal notice from the USCIS asking for more info or documents to make a decision on your immigration applications. Think of it as a way for US immigration to say, we need more details to further understand your case. Receiving an RFE isn't necessarily bad. You are not getting a denial or rejection at this point. It just means that they need additional information to move forward. In other words, they count on you to provide information that they need. Sometimes people with more complicated situations get RFEs. For example, going for a day 1 CPT program as a third master, or going to a school on the East Coast where your job is located on the West Coast. So what request would they actually send you? So here I sum up all the common RFE categories, especially for a H1B applications. There is specialty occupation, employer-employee relationship, beneficiaries qualification, and then finally maintenance of status. For a day 1 CPT student, the most frequently requested information will be around maintenance of status. You need to make sure that you fulfill student duty and the academic requirements of the program. You may also be asked to provide information on specialty occupation or beneficiaries qualifications as well. So here's a real case. Take one of my friends who went to day 1 CPT as an example. He got H1B selected and received an RFE about maintenance of status and was requested to provide documents on two aspects, which is CPT and full course of study. This type of RFE asks you to justify that you have been maintaining F1 student status. Thankfully, his international and academic advisors was helpful at the time and supported him with evidence and speedy support. To help him put together the whole RFE package, here is everything he put together in that package. On the CPT category side, a list of all of your CPT courses, including the course descriptions and the course number. An official statement on CPT being an integral part of the program learning. Also an official statement on CPT and your selected major concentration being an integral part of completing this degree. Then an employment relationship statement, including job descriptions, salaries, and then employment period. A CPT agreement or CPT verification letter that you usually forward to your employer to sign before the start of your CPT. Additional evidence on the CPT employment side include statement on how you gained the employment, or evidence supporting that your CPT employment is directly related to the course of major. Okay, on the other side, evidence on proving the maintenance of F1 status. Official transcripts. Take Westcliff University as an example. You need to fulfill an online application form and the department will issue you the transcripts. Next, the study plan. You need to submit documents showing the progress of your study. You could consult with an academic advisor and they will help you get a study plan. Tuition payment proof, you should be able to find it in your email inbox or a school portal. Proof of student status. So for example, your student ID, you might not get your student ID automatically from the hybrid programs. You may need to contact the admissions to apply for an electronic or a physical copy of your student ID. Okay, course materials. Simply look for a syllabus of all the courses that you have completed. If you couldn't find one, you can email the professor and they will be happy to provide you with one. Contacting your academic advisor will also help. Finally, proof of on-site attendance. Any documentations, photos, and screenshots providing that you physically did attend on-site classes, which are mandatory, on campus, and completed all required activities. You can do this in two parts. First is gather evidence on your own site, including flight confirmations, hotel confirmations, purchases or dining received near the campus area, photos of your on-campus attendance. The second half is the proof from the university side. So Day 1 CPT universities oftentimes requires you to sign for attendance records. Keep close track of that record. They will usually have you sign the attendance form when you come in, before, during, and after the on-site dates. If you are a Westcliff student, for example, you can download this form in the SIS portal. A few additional things might be proof of US residency, evidence supporting that you were residing in the US and the addresses that you provided. You can provide utility bills, rental details on that. And that will be all. After preparing all of these documentations, my friend submitted the response just a couple days after receiving the RFE, and he actually got approved for H1B the next day. I know an RFE can be scary. It's something really easy to panic about. However, a denial coming after a RFE is actually very unlikely, as long as you did fulfill student duty and provided evidence that could support that. If you're planning to enroll into a Day 1 CPT school or are currently undergoing RFE, please share your questions and also your experiences in the comments. Remember to like this video if it was helpful and subscribe to Asian Talk, where we share about Day 1 CPT, OPT, H1B, and a lot more things that you care about. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.